All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, want to give our honor and glory to Jim Rakakwada. Okay, and double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone, and shalom to the hopeful elect. Lord, willing this lesson be edifying to you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians who consist of the 12 tribes of Israel, okay? Your heavenly Father is Yahawah, and the only begotten Son is Yahawashi, who they ignorantly call Jesus, okay? That's our Savior for Israel, all right, for the Israelites, all right? So without further ado, I wanted to get this lesson out. Had this in my lessons folder for a little while. That's his language, okay? And you hear brothers amongst the congregation would constantly say that, that's his language, and you got to know who I'm talking about. Esau, Edom, okay? That's his death, destruction, killing, lying, stealing, confusion. That's his language, okay? That's his language, and he's not going to change his language until he be put in subjection and ultimately destroyed, okay? That's what he knows. That's his way of life, okay? Let me grab this real quick. That's his way of life, all right? Okay. This is John 10. This is John 10, verse 10, okay? The thief cometh not, but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly, okay? So this man was created, okay, to be a man of confusion, a man of murder, okay? A man to rob and steal, okay? So give me 1 second. A man to deal unjustly, okay? It's Micah chapter 2, and I'll start at 1. Micah chapter 2, verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds, okay? This is this man's language. This is what he's best known for, man, okay? When the nation step back, in the kingdom, when they step back and realize who the enemy's been this whole time, who's been the one creating all this confusion, all this mass murdering, okay, and mass destruction, which they're waking up to that now, okay, they would see, okay? Micah chapter 2, verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity, okay, and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, okay? So you see a lot of this. People don't know whether these events are real or not, okay, because this man has orchestrated a lot of shit, okay, and has deceived many, all right? But the people are being woken up, okay? The vibration of being not being deceived anymore is heavy out there, man. People are not listening. People are not believing this man anymore. His propaganda, his lying, his ability to lie on TV, okay, his ability to make, to bring confusion, okay, is getting all fucking found out, okay. They practice it because it is in their power of their hand, okay, and this is talking about Verse 2, and they covet fields and take them by violence, okay? So you got, certain places where they'll set up a puppet, okay? They'll take out they'll create a problem in the land. Then they'll set up, they'll create a problem with that person. If they want to take over that person's resources, that land's resources, they'll create a problem. They'll say that the people are oppressed over there, okay? They'll come in and take that person out and set up a puppet. And that puppet will be right in the hands, okay, of the elites, okay, doing the bidding of them, but while controlling this new country and making it seem like, it's all fair, but it's not, okay. This is them covered in fields, and they take them by violence and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his own heritage, even a man in his heritage. Okay, they did that to the Israelites, man. They took away our heritage and they proclaimed themselves as the people. Okay, you get into that 1948s. Okay, them thinking that they were the people returning back to the land and shit. Jerusalem is not their land. Okay. Verse 3. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahawah, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go haughtily. For this time is evil. And that day shall one take up a parable against you and lament with a doleful lamentation and say, we be utterly spoiled. He has changed the portion of my people. How had he removed it from me? Turning away, he had divided our fields. Therefore, thou shalt have none that shall cast a cord by lot in the congregation of the Lord. Okay? So the Lord is fed up with them, all the unjust. Okay? The Lord is fed up with the unjust way of Esau, Edom. Okay? And guess what? The Lord created him to be that. Okay? This is Isaiah chapter 54, verse 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals and the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. So only the Lord can take this man out. Okay? The scriptures tell you, back in Genesis, it talks about, and anybody touched Cain, vengeance will be brought upon that person sevenfold or something, roughly paraphrasing. So it's up to the Lord, to take this man out, because he created this. The Lord created that fucking monster. Okay? The Lord created that monster for a reason, to spank Israel. It tore perpetually towards his brother. Okay? Okay, let me grab this real quick. Amos chapter 1, verse 11. Thus saith the Lord Yahawah, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword. And who was his brother? That's Jacob and Jacob's family tree line. Okay, Jacob's whole tree line. Okay, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. Okay, he dealt unjustly, man. All right. And you can go into the histories about, the good slave ship Jesus, before we were brought over here to America. In the midst of that sea, you had slaves in the bottom of the ship, chained up from neck to neck, ankle to ankle. Okay, disease running rampant throughout the boat. You might be in the chain and the next person next to you is dead. Okay. All right. The apostles constantly go into how, that when that disease ran rampant, they had to get rid of the disease. So what did they do? They threw Jake overboard. They threw Jake, out in the ocean with chains and fetters around their feet. Okay, didn't even give them a fighting chance in that ocean, man. Because you chained up to another heavy motherfucker, then no matter how hard you try to swim, you chained up, man. You guys going down to the bottom of the ocean, and that's why the Lord has to come at this man. This Lord has to come finish this man, okay? Because that's what you call your anger tear perpetually. You didn't even give these people a fighting chance, let alone, the sharks and big ass squid and octopus and whales that's in the ocean. Okay, you just said fuck them. I'm not gonna give them a fighting chance, and that's what I'm gonna do, and just kick them off the boat, off the ship. Okay. All right. This is Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 6, NLT version. As surely as I live, says the sovereign Lord Yahawah, since you show no distaste for blood, I will give you a bloodbath of your own. Your turn has come. Okay. Hey, his turn has come. We had our turn of getting our ass spanked. Now it's time for his turn to get his ass spanked. Okay. And he has no distaste for blood, meaning he loves blood. Okay, you see this man, when he dropped bomb on Hiroshima or something. I think it was Hiroshima, or I think it was Hiroshima. When he covered these fields, and when he take them up with violence. Okay, even in his own country. Okay, it's been murder. Okay, they dealing unjustly here, man. Right here, it says, as surely as I live, said the sovereign Lord Yahawah. And this is the patience of the saints. The Lord is going to come back and put us back. You get that eye for an eye. Okay. Tooth for a tooth. Okay. That's why it says, he that leadeth in captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword shall be killed with the sword. This is the faith and patience of the saints. All right, as surely as I live, says the sovereign Lord, since you showed no distaste for blood, I will give you a bloodbath of your own. Your turn has come. Oof. And the Lord means that 100%, okay? Because the whole thing is that, Israel, this, the scriptures talk about this punishment, it wasn't for us to, really was supposed to go to the right way. As it says in Deuteronomy, if you follow my commandments, you do, I think it's in 32 or 28. If you follow my commandments, my statutes, all this day, then this would be the blessing part for you, roughly paraphrased. Okay? But, of course, we were stiff-necked and we went on and, sinned against the Lord, We'll get some precepts real quick. Isaiah chapter 34, verse 5. And this is why we don't question why, the Lord is coming with so much anger against Edom. This is why we don't get with the 2/3 and say, oh, if white man, if he can't make it, then I don't want to make it. This is why, this is why, we let the Lord move on how he move. A lot of you jakes with that mindset gonna be destroyed too. Isaiah 34, verse 5. When my sword has drunk is filled in the heavens, when it shall come down upon Edom, upon the people I have devoted to destruction. The sword of the Lord Yahawah is bathed in blood. It drips with fat, with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Lord Yahawah has a sacrifice in Basra, a great slaughter in the land of Edom. And the wild oxen will fall with them, the young bulls with the strong ones. Their land be drenched with blood, and their soul will be soaked with fat. Okay? So the Lord is coming to, get rid of them. Okay? Obadiah chapter 1, verse 10, because of the violence against your brother Jacob, you will be covered with shame and cut off forever. And they don't want this to happen, man. They don't want this thing to happen. Okay? But they already did the violence towards us. So now, it's the payback, the eye for an eye. Okay? You will be covered with shame and cut off forever. On the day you stood aloft, while strangers carried off his wealth, and foreigners entered in his gate, and cast lots for Jerusalem, you were just like one of them. But you should not gloat in that day. Your brother's day is of misfortune, nor rejoice over the people of Judah in the day of their destruction, nor boast proudly in the day of their distress. Okay, so the Lord said, that's it. It's enough of that. It's your turn to get that ass whooping. Okay, it's your time to get the belt. Okay, but this is this man, this is why, the Lord has to put these charges against him. This is why, the Lord has to, carry out, this judgment for them, because their language, okay, is unrighteousness. Their language is, ill-gotten gain. Okay, their language is deceit. Their language is murder. Okay, the capital 1 murder. Okay, their language is confusion. Okay, because the Lord is not the author of confusion. He don't deal with confusion. It says, let your yea be yea, or let your nay be nay. Anything that comes of that is evil. And Esau is evil because he allows a confusion in his kingdom. He allows great confusion. There's no way we watching the same video, and we because of this wicked ass man, we believe we can't really believe what we're seeing. Okay, this man has put so many lies forth. Okay, he's the forger of lies, man. Okay, this man have done so much, and it's time for his time to be taken out, man. Okay, this is his language. Okay, that is his language, man. And this is one of those languages that we just don't need to use anymore. That's it, because Jake has learned the ways of E, okay, and mastered it. Okay, so we just need to, take the wicked out the earth, and know the Lord going to do that in due time, man. That's why we tell you, Jakes, not to rise up, okay, not to rise up, physically against E, because it's right now, it's coming his time, but right now it's not his time, man. Okay, we don't have an army, and we need Yahawashi. Yahawashi is the one that's going to come and bathe the sword, okay? The Lord is going to bathe the sword in heaven, okay? So with that, hey, Lord, willing, this lesson was edifying, but what you're witnessing right now is his language at play. And he's going to come down having great wrath because he knows he had but a small time. roughly paraphrasing. So we're not seeing the worst of the devil, but just keep in mind that this is the language and this is the reason why he had to be taken out. For you new brothers and sisters that don't understand why the white man, so-called Esau, why he can't make it in the kingdom, why he can't be a part of this, or any other nations, why they can't be part of this is because E is full of hypocrisy and confusion and lies and murder. Okay. So, Lord, when this lesson be edifying to you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians who consist of the 12 tribes, I want to give all praise to the Most High Yahawah, by Hashem Yahawashi, by Hashem Rakah Kodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to the hopeful elect, okay? Lord, when this lesson was edifying, shalom.